Hi everyone. This is my example of my Great Quarantine Journal of 2020 by me. When you open it, the first thing you may notice is that the page is very small on the screen. So the first thing I did was go to View up in the top left. I went to Zoom and 100%, and it made it a little bit easier to type in. Let me move my face. There's also a way to hide those speaker notes. I got a lot going on right now with the video recording though. I could hide that side panel. So I zoomed in, added my name, added a picture. This is a picture of me before going shopping. Better safe than sorry. I wanted to try to add images because it is a journal, but I thought images will help me remember what I was doing. So here's an example of, oops, go back to that page, move that back down. So the first question, what does your day look like while you are in quarantine? School, family, activities, things that are fun, physical activities. How are you connecting with others? So the first thing I noticed that changed for me is my sleep schedule. So that's the first thing I wrote about. I ended up writing a lot because I found that based on these questions and what's going on, I had a lot to say. So try to be descriptive. You don't always have to write as much as me, but be descriptive. We want, descriptive language. We want to know what you're doing. No one sentence answers to this question. So, what does your day look like while you're in the quarantine? We should definitely have more than a sentence for that because your day is more than one sentence long. So the first thing I wrote about is the biggest thing that changed for me during social distancing is my sleep schedule. As I've been hearing from many of you, your sleep schedules have changed as well. I wake up a little later around 8 a.m. and stay up a little later. While I like waking up later, the downside is that I'm also working later, often making math materials in the evening. So that's true. I am waking up a little bit later, but I'm also working later. My whole day has all shifted about 2 hours. I also wrote, the food I eat every day is also very different. A lot less Subway. Those of you who know me know I usually get a lot of Subway. And a lot more cooking, which is nice. I usually start my day off with avocado toast with an egg. That was mostly the first week. A lot. We just got some more avocados, so hopefully I go back to doing that too. Whereas before, my breakfast used to be just a granola bar. We also cook a lot more. I already said we cook more before. Maybe I'll change that sentence after proofreading and kind of give some examples. Maybe make fresh dinners more, things like that, instead of eating out. But I'm gonna make a note to myself to change that sentence up because I'm not in love with it. I'll highlight it for now to know I have to go back to it. All right, there's a bit about my daily exercise. We're walking a lot. We have a Nintendo Ring Fit available, which is nice. And then biggest change, I have to Zoom to communicate with people. That's family members, students, things like that. So there's my images at the bottom. Going into some other things. Next question, who and what are you missing the most? List at least 3 things and explain why for each. So my first thing was school. Uh, then I also miss restaurants a lot. I know a lot are still open, but I miss going down eating at restaurants. Uh, Mrs. Kowalski and I used to go out to eat at least once or twice a week, and we're kind of missing that a lot. And then I wrote my family to go along with missing the school up top. I added an image. I captioned it as well. Oops, typo there. That's my neighbor's driveway. I think they miss school as well. As you can see on screen, their sidewalk chalk says homeschool. The struggle is real. Thought that was pretty funny. And I think they're missing school as well. The last one I did that I completed as my example, discuss, don't just list 5 things you never realized you were grateful for before this. And the first thing I said was internet, fast internet specifically. If all of this would have happened 20 years ago, the world wouldn't be functioning as well as it is today. People wouldn't be able to work from home, and we wouldn't be able to have school from home. While this situation is bad, at least we could all still connect with one another. Your Mrs. Hart, I believe, sent out a meme the other day, said something like, imagine if this was 20 years ago and we all had our old Nokia phones. And, truthfully, if we had the cell phones that we had growing up or, 20 years ago, we wouldn't be able to do all this. So I'm very happy the world's able to kind of still run, and we're still able to have school. And because of the internet, that's what my home workstation looks like. I had to go and buy a second monitor just to be able to fit all the tabs that I wanted up at once. And there's a video of parallelogram on the screen. So my caption, work from home station, yay internet. Have fun with this. Be descriptive. We want to know what you're up to. This is both your ELA and social studies project. Your ELA teachers are adding Mrs. Moody and myself to their classroom, so we could go in, check for our social studies kids, what you guys are writing about. Give us more than the sentence. I ended up writing a lot because I had to say a lot, and I believe a lot of you probably have a lot to say as well. Say what you want to say. Be honest. Let us know what you're doing. The questions that I have not completed yet. Discuss, don't just list some positive things that have come out of this situation for you personally, for your community, for the world. What have you learned about yourself? 20 years from now, what do you think you will remember the most about this time period? So it's crazy because we're living in a major moment of history. No one around has gone through anything like this before. We learn about big moments of history like this all the time. When you get to high school, you'll learn about the Great Depression back 100 years ago as a major event that shapes the world and the country. There's a good chance that when history books are written in the future, this event is going to be included in them. So this journal is for you to share your piece of history of what you're going through with all of this. So here's my example. Add pictures. I tried adding an image at the bottom if you want to put them throughout. Add captions. Let us know what the pictures are, and be descriptive. Okay, be as descriptive as you want to be, as you can, because we really want to know what's going on with you, and so you have something to take away from this that you can look back on one day. I think you may not realize it now, but you might want to look back on this one day and kind of look back at what you were going through and what you were thinking about during this time, and then share that with your future family members going forward. So have fun with it. Do your best work. Your ELA teachers will be checking it, and I will be checking it as well throughout the week, and we'll give you updates and reminders, and we'll comment on it. So do your best. Have fun.